One thing that the woke always love to ramble about is cultural appropriation. And yet, every time any other culture, like Japan or Latino culture or whatever, does anything, they always try to force it into a Western American lens to make their identity politics points. They've been doing this with anime in the last couple of years. And of course, we've covered that Crunchyroll has actually changed some of the dialogue in their translations to try to make it fit these like Western LGBT feminist sort of concepts, which were never intended in Japan. And now the Mary Sue has come out with probably the most cringe article I've seen in a long time. I mean, it is the Mary Sue, but it's pretty bad. Just covering the new Legend of Zelda game because everybody's playing this game. It's an open world game. It's beautiful. Everybody loves it. It's been having a lot of fun. It's showing that the Japanese really do care about the customer first, care about creating a world that's a lot of fun for the people who actually play their games, and they don't worry about identity politics or checking the box to make sure each demographic's represented like they do in American media these days. And these boardroom-driven games, books, movies have really destroyed our culture because of that, whereas Japan has theirs intact. But we'll see what they're saying. It's you're going to head desk. I might not be able to get through the article. We'll see what happens. All right. My name is John Delarose. I am a #1 best-selling author and award-winning comic creator. Look, I've been making my own culture, not just complaining about it. And I've been doing so because I just don't like what the corporate media is doing. And if you don't like that either, please check out my comic book. This is Flying Sparks. It's got awesome action adventure. It's got a lot of cool concepts and wonderful characters that actually develop, unlike a lot of Western media. So if you want to get that old feeling that comics used to bring to you, go check this out. Go support the media alternative today. This is my book, and I appreciate it. That link's down in the description below, along with my other books, Subscribestar. We've got lots of ways to support the channel, and I appreciate your help. Okay, gosh, here we go. Here it is. Link is a trans and non-binary icon, and we're here for it. Oh, God. These people are so insufferable. Julia Glassman, which I'm not noticing anything about that name. Just letting you know I'm not noticing because it could be any name. Just Glassman. I'll fix this and edit. All right. Here we go. I've been wondering all day if it's an exaggeration to say that Link from Legend of Zelda was my very first gender. Oh, God. Why did they publish this stuff, guys? This is so embarrassing. This is just so awful. Now I'm writing this article. You know what? I'm going to go with no. Link was my gender before I knew what gender was. Oh, I can't even unpack this because I'm going to get so mad and so frustrated with just the lack of words having any meaning whatsoever. That is just going to set me off for the rest of my day. I can't do it. I can't do it. I knew I wasn't a boy. No, you weren't, Julia. You weren't a boy. You were a girl. Okay. But I also knew I wasn't like the other girls. And this is the problem with these like Zoomers. But I'm gonna do the whole Zoomer generation thing. I am gonna get unloaded here. Sorry, guys. Look. Every one of these Zoomers wants to be special snowflake, #1, the differentest person in the world. And they can't because they're all the effing same. They all just stare at their freaking phones all day. They don't do anything else. They don't go outside. They don't touch grass. They don't have hobbies that are different than their friends. All they do is go on the same apps. All the girls like Julia Glassman sit there with their phones going like this to take the pictures, make the kissy faces, and it looks ridiculous. So they don't want to be the same. And the only way that they can't be the same because they're too dumb to actually come up with a reason that they're different than anybody else is to make up a gender or make up a sexual orientation. Their identity is how they express their differences. I used to just like wear a t-shirt, that was kind of edgy or something like that, and drove around in my Mustang, which had too much too much noise for the block, and that's how I showed I was different. But no more, because they don't allow any sort of like testosterone-y kind of things anymore, or any kind of fun anymore. They don't allow girls to play with dolls anymore, or boys to just break stuff anymore. They just have to make this like homogenous crap that's all corporate and plastic and fake, just like their genders. How about that? How about that, Julia? Okay. Here we are. I was some mysterious third thing. Femme sometimes, but not always. With a body and mind that resisted any easy category. Oh, God, it makes me sick. So was Link. No, Link was a boy. Link was a man, and he was rescuing a princess. It's a very masculine kind of thing. You're an idiot. This is all in your head. This is fake, and gay. Back in the 80s and 90s, Link wore his trademark green tunic and cap as he quested through. Yeah, it's a fantasy character. He shapeshifted, becoming a rabbit. I know now look at this. Shapeshifted. Now they're like projecting furry crap on here when it's just a magic driven thing for him to rescue the princess. It was not a fetish. It was not a thing. Gosh, everybody just makes everything so creepy these days because all these people just sit on the internet and stare at porn all day. This is what Julia Glassman is trying to get our society to be and projecting this upon everyone. I'm not going to be able to get through this article. This is crap. It's garbage. And this is not what Zelda is. This is not what Link is. This is not some sort of gender sort of proclamation. Zelda is a fantasy story about a dude rescuing a princess, period. All right. I said I wasn't going to make my blood boil today, but I totally did. This is what they do, and this is what they're trying to force culture into, and the poor Japanese, like, who do not intend this whatsoever. It's really sad to watch that Americans have to project their nonsense. You think that's a slightly racist cultural appropriation thing? We should throw that back on Julia Glassman, I think. My gosh. Ridiculous, and the Mary Sue shows that it's the most disgusting, vile, and degenerate publication on the internet once again. All right, leave a comment on what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure to check out the alternative to this kind of culture, Flying Sparks Today. Appreciate you guys supporting.